Hello guys. Okay, today I want to look at the timer control and a list control. And what we're going to do is we're going to build a little alarm clock just to show you how the timer control works. So what I've done is I've created a new project. I called it alarm. I've made no changes yet. So the first thing I would like to add is a label. Then I would like to add a component timer control, which is at the bottom here. We'll change the interval to 1000 and enabled equals true. Okay, and the label, we're going to just change the font to something a bit bigger. Okay, and the first thing we want to do is make our timer update the time on the label. So to do that, we're going to go to the timer, double click on it, and in the timer we have a tick event. So in the tick event we're going to go me.label1.text equals the time of day. Okay, so the first thing it does, it shows the time of the day. There we go, no problem with that. The second thing we want to do is allow a person to add and remove alarm times and messages. So we're going to add a list view. And in the list view we're going to change it to details, the view to details. We're also going to say full row select to true, grid lines as true, and multi-select equals false. We don't want them to select more than one item and delete the wrong item by accident. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Now we need to add two columns. We can edit the columns from there, add a column, and say, okay, the first column will be alarm time, and the second column will be the alarm name. Let's just make it a bit bigger. Okay, now we need to allow the user to add something. Put a little button. And now we're going to add a remove button. Let's just change that text there to something more appropriate. Okay, change my form to alarm. There we go. Alright, firstly let's allow the user to remove something in case we may make a mistake. So we double click on that and say if me.listview1.selectedItems.count is bigger than nothing, then me.listview1.selectedItems, the item 0 because it's a 0 integer, we can just remove it from there. We don't need to say sub items. Remove. Okay, so this code allows the user to remove the alarm. Okay, list view selected counts bigger than nothing, then remove the item. That's fine. Okay, the second thing we want to do is allow the user to add items. So let's just say, okay, dim my alarm time as string, dim my alarm name as string, Okay. my alarm time equals input box. We're going to work with an input box. It's faster for the user to enter something. Please add the time of the alarm. And my alarm name would be equals also an input box. Please select a name. Okay, so now we've got the user to allocate the time for the alarm and the name for the alarm. Now we need to add it to our list view. To do that, we go the LV item as list view item. Okay, LV item equals me.listview1.items add my alarm time is the first thing to add, and then LV item dot sub items dot add, and it'll be my alarm name. And let's just go and test that quickly. So alarm time, let's go 14, 15, 16, and the name will be test. There we go. So it adds an alarm perfectly well and removes it fine as well. Okay, so the second thing to do is to allow the timer to check the alarms and show them. To do that, we go into the timer. In the timer control timer tick event, we'll go for each item as list view item. In me.listview1.items. So what it's going to do is going to go through each of the item as a list view item in our list view, and then it's going to check the time. If the item that we've just created dot sub items 0 dot text equals the same as me dot label 1 dot text, then we want a message box to show the item dot sub items 1 dot text. Okay, so what it will do is it'll go through each item. If the sub item 0, which is the first column, the text equals the time, then the message box will display that alarm. So let's go and give it a quick test. It's 18:14, so we're going to go add an alarm time. Let's go 18:15 and 30 seconds, and this will be test 1. We're going to add another alarm. We're going to go 18:15 and 35 seconds, and we go with test 2. Okay, so we have 2 tests, and we're just waiting for our time to reach our alarm times. In the meantime, I'm just going to put it here, and you can look at the code slightly. Okay, so our first alarm came through, and there's our second alarm. Okay, you can actually go ahead and change a lot of the items here. This is just a quick demonstration. If you have any questions or comments, just post them and I'll see if I can help you out with them. Thanks, Cheers.